Good morning, everyone. It's Tess, and today's tip 238. And I figured it was fitting going into the holiday weekend. Well, at least for those of us in the U.S., it's a holiday weekend. It's Labor Day weekend, so we will all have Monday off. And what I was thinking about, something that's kind of been on my mind this past weekend, Doc V, and actually I've heard it in several other areas, but Doc V will always tell us that do you want to be happy or do you want to be right? And something I think kind of goes hand in hand with that is your energy will flow where you focus. So I think we've got to kind of shift. And I had a perfect example of it happen this week. And I kind of mentioned it in one of my earlier lives. I don't know if it was on my daily or if it was on my Doc V. But good morning, Upendra. So good to see you. But what I've been thinking about is how, since I've gotten involved in the challenge and how I've been working with like positive thinking and self-worth and confidence, how things have shifted for me. Good morning, good morning. And what I realized is I started a new job about 2 years ago. Hi, John. Hi, Johnny. Good to see you guys. And what I've been kind of thinking about is that I started a new job a couple of years ago, and there was a process that was presented to me that just never made sense. And I kept bringing it up, and I'm going to tell you, I brought it up at every single quarterly review I had, but I couldn't get anybody to understand. And I'm going to tell you, I worked late nights and I worked weekends on some process that was supposed to take half a day to do. And I kept saying, somebody please show me how you are doing this. And I tried not to get upset about it unless I was on my own somewhere. But it ended up eating up a lot of time. And finally, I ended up getting my boss involved in it. And we actually spent several long nights and several weekends working on this. And like I said, nobody wanted to address it. Well, this just yesterday, more or less, it was addressed that it has to be done differently, that what I had identified was true. But what it made me recognize is that because I didn't get mad, because I didn't start pointing fingers, because I realized there was a history connected to this project, because I just kept myself in a positive place and I didn't get attached to all the nonsense that was going around this, the result, the outcome was so much better. So Doc V's words about, do you want to be happy or do you want to be right? If I ever have a choice, I want to be happy. I don't need somebody to say, you were right. I already know if I was familiar with something or if something was working in a way to help me move forward. And I think that this process would have been a whole lot harder on me because it took a couple of years to bring it to a surface the way it should have been. It would have been a whole lot harder, and I probably would have left this job had I not been able to just detach from the being right part of it, just to continually say, I think there's a way we can make this better. I think there's a way we can make this better. And ultimately, that's what's going to happen. And it was kind of cute in a way because as they were addressing me yesterday, they were trying to say, without saying you were right, they were trying to go, we just want you to know that we identified that this should be fixed. And I thought, those words about be happy, don't be right, because that being right almost puts you in a conflict. And I am so glad that I made it through this process without a conflict, because I'm telling you, it's been close to 2 years that this has been going on. And it made me remember something else that Doc V tells us a lot, and that has come up in being like positive and feeling good about yourself. Don't focus your energy someplace that does not feel good. I knew this was a problem. I brought it up every quarter. I just kept adding it to the notes of my quarterly review saying, I still think this is something we need to look at. I still think that there's a way to make this better. And ultimately, it resolved. Now, it took longer than I would have liked, but the idea that for once in my life, I let go of trying to push people to see my way. I kept bringing it up and just saying, I think there's a better way. Can somebody show me how you do this in half a day, because I don't see it? And it finally resolved itself. But the most important thing for me is that I was able to do it and to direct my focus on the things that are important to me, because in the past, I would be caught up stressing about how I was going to fix this. And I thought, I can't change the process until they're ready to. All I can do is say, I'm looking for a better way, or I don't understand. Can somebody show me? And it finally panned out. But the good part is I didn't worry about it for month after month after month. I didn't like when I put in 10, 11 o'clock at night and worked a couple of weekends. I didn't like that part of it, but it was just part of the process. Living in that place of being happy, I think why it came to me this weekend is we're getting into a holiday weekend. And I know the news is talking about a lot of people getting together. And I know you're going to probably in the coming weeks and months get together with people that maybe you haven't seen in a while. And remember, we've all been through a little bit of a different journey. Some of us have experienced family members closely dealing with what's going on. Some of us have not. Some of us have been in the workforce right with public the whole time. Some of us have not. So if we can remember that sometimes it's about letting us each come to a decision on our own, accepting that we're all a little bit different, and not focusing so much on trying to make each other right, it just might work better. And again, Johnny, if you're there, hello, hello, hello. I miss you so much and I can't wait to see you. I know, sorry, I digress, but that kid is just so adorable. And I'm not sure if he's listening, but I just wanted to say, going into this holiday weekend, at least for us in the U.S., try not to be so caught up in being right. Just be happy and let the other people come to terms with whatever is on their mind right now. Our experiences are all so different. And I'm going to tell you, I feel really good about what has happened, and it's taken, like I said, 2 years, but the way it resolved was a way that the person directly involved listened to what I've been saying in the past 2 years, came to their own terms on it. And even though the words, "you were right," didn't come up, it doesn't have to come up. The process is being improved, it's being resolved. And in my world, that's all that matters. It's a means for a paycheck. I don't need somebody to put my name in lights. All I want is to make sure that what I need at the end of 2 weeks or twice a month or once a week, whenever you get the settlement for the time you put in, I want that there, because that's about getting me to the next places in my life. So as you go in, whether you're in a holiday weekend or not in a holiday weekend, choose to be happy. I've seen so many negative, unhappy people in this world, and we all probably have them very close to us. Don't join them in that place. It's about feeling good about yourself. It's about feeling good about what's around you, and don't let somebody else pull you into that place. If they want to join us in a happier world, come on up. We'll reach down and hand you up. But if you want to live in a place where you're miserable, unhappy, angry, I'm going to choose to let you stay down there, because I'm not going to join you down there anymore. So I don't want to keep everybody for long. I know for us in the U.S., it's a holiday weekend, so I want to send everybody off. Johnny, if you're there, TT misses you. And yeah, Upendra, choose to be happy. Down the road, people will come to terms with what they need to come to terms with in their own time. And it's a waste of energy to try to force them sooner than they're ready. I never would have thought it would be 2 years down the road. And I sat there yesterday going, and I know they were waiting for me to make a comment about it. And I'm like, it's just not worth it. And when they asked for a comment, it was, I'm just glad that we're finding a way to make this move forward in a better way for everybody. And that's all it is, because I just want to be happy, and I'm not going to get caught up in those whirlpool of dark, dirty water. I want to move forward happy, because if my job isn't happy, then it's probably not someplace I'm going to stay long term. And that's my wish for you guys. Keep yourself in that happy place, and if the people around you aren't, let them spin off in their own little direction, but don't join them. Have a beautiful weekend, and remember, you may encounter a few of those this weekend, but let them stay in their unhappy place and choose to be happy. Thank you, and you guys have a beautiful day. And bye, Johnny. See you soon, kiddo.